So today I've got Sean Miller. He's the president of PointCentral. It's an alarm.com company. Sean, thanks very much for
Hi,
joining.
Lee. Yeah, pleasure to be here. PointCentral is an alarm.com subsidiary. If your listeners know alarm.com, right, alarms been around since about 2000 and is the largest provider of cloud services for home security and home automation. What PointCentral started doing 8 years ago is we had a vision for how can we take the IoT automation part of that and build a platform for residential property managers to do primarily three things: drive operational efficiencies, better protect their assets, and better serve residents and guests. And so we've been building that and iterating it out. And once we got the base platform going, which was realistically around temperature control and resident level access, then we started layering in some other third-party services or services that were core to alarm.com. So now the platform can support building level security, building level access control, individual resident unit security, exterior video cameras, resident cameras, etc.
All right, that sounds great. So give us some ideas, some innovations, and some of the, give an overview like about how the service works and things that separate you from other people in the marketplace.
Yeah. Okay, so let's start. Innovations are certain things that we benefit from innovations alarms making in the space or in the tech stack for us, and then there's certain things that we do specific to our customers. So at the general level, alarms been messaging about things like HVAC analytics for about the last year now. We're over the 7 million housing units we touch. We've been able to start pulling data back from the thermostat so we can start to tell someone when their HVAC unit has an issue. This is great if you live in your own home in one of the traditional alarm.com markets. For rental properties, it's been even better because when you're a property manager, what you really want to avoid is residents screaming at you, right? You don't want to upset residents. That means they look to leave. In today's world, that also means they socially post about, how the HVAC broke on Saturday and you took 3 days to fix it and they were hot and all the other bad things that come along with that. So with this HVAC analytics product, what we can do is see when something starts to misbehave early enough on where the resident hasn't experienced any difference yet. The property manager knows that there's something to go out and fix. They can fix it proactively, keeping the resident happier and doing so at a lower cost point. There's other areas of analytics. You think of video and water that also Alarm's been investing in. So I'm really excited to see how more and more comes out of that as a benefit of our large parent company platform. Specific to us, PointCentral's been investing a lot in integrations and workflows. So what we try and tell property managers is, look, once you set us up, we think the value we provide is you not having to interact with us all the time, right? Like let us just we'll be able to pull the status of your units based on PMS integrations, and we'll have sort of rules and workflows that will tell us if it's occupied, do this, unoccupied, do this. And then here's different ways to respond to those scenarios that property managers can sort of customize. So we continue to sort of look for what's the right balance of, what do property managers actually want to be able to do and control in that moment versus what do they just want to be able to sort of set and forget and let it go away.
On the side around the benefits of PointCentral being part of alarm.com, last time we spoke, you mentioned the 800-pound gorilla, but then also I think it was a 10-pound gorilla. Can you speak a little bit to that?
So generally what we were talking about there was, I think if you look at everything we can do, it feels like an 800-pound gorilla, right? And so that's great. Some people will hear all that stuff and go, that's awesome. That's exactly what I want. But what we also realized was there's going to be certain owners or property managers who want something different, right? Maybe they don't want everything. They want to start in certain stages, work up to it, et cetera. So again, back to that, how do we architect this? We really architect it as a baseline platform at first. So how do you start with just some basic things that could be different? Again, someone may only care about the access control system or the resident locks or thermostats, but they can start there and then add everything else on, and it still sort of works within the same ecosystem, follows the same workflow, so it makes it that much easier for them to add on if they so choose, or they can go hard and heavy from the beginning. But you can take that 800-pound gorilla down to the nimble 10-pound gorilla and then bulk him or her up as you so see fit.
Is there anything that you're looking for that you need?
Yeah, so from a needs standpoint, if people want to learn more about us, we have a website. From that website, you can see case studies, social links, et cetera, videos. So please feel free to use it as a resource. I would ask anyone in this who's an owner or property manager who sees this and say, I think now's the time you're seeing a lot of the convergence in this, right? You're seeing security as a word. There's physical security, resident locks, and access control systems. There's managed or online security, and you're seeing this convergence of these services and this hardware. And so I would challenge any property manager owner to really think next time you need one of these things, whether it's the resident level lock or an access control system, don't just put the RFP out for the system as you know it, but actually stop, look around your org and say, okay, what do we want to be in 3, 5, 10 years? And sort of have that vision that you bring back to partners and potential partners and challenge them to say, how can you help me get there, right? Again, I won't be there immediately today, but how do I know you're a partner that will have the right products, will still be around, will have the local service and support, will have all those things that a property manager and owner need to use this as a tool to enhance how they run their buildings and protect their buildings and serve their residents, and not just a checkbox of, yep, I installed the next access control system, move on. Easy. People sometimes, I think, make two sort of misconceptions about this. One, they assume that the only benefit of being connected is you can put an app in residents' hands. And while that's maybe one benefit, that's not the sole reason you should be doing this. But the other thing is, if I bring in this stuff that's connected, does it not last as long, right? Traditional access control systems had a very long, useful life. I think, again, that goes back to what's the homework people are doing to talk to partners, investigate what they can do, because the reality is connected platforms should be at the same quality when you think of a hardware level as the non-connected ones, but then bring in the ability to update them or add features as needed, et cetera, that theoretically can extend the life of that, right? You can have a system that's out there and working and doing more because it's had that ability to grow with your needs over time.
So if somebody want to get a hold of you, what's the best way of doing
Go to
that?
PointCentral.com. Again, there's sort of ways to read about us or interact with us, or if you want to see a demo, there's a quick little button you can click there and schedule a time, and one of our team members will reach out.
Thank you, Sean. I really appreciate making the time. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Lee. Appreciate you doing this.